It is. It is. It's podcast day. We're excited. We're digging out there. What do we got? Ooh, yes, absolutely.
Dude, it's fucking podcast day.
Takes you back to that time when you remember what you were doing when you first listened to that album, or
What is going on, you champions? That's right. Yes.
What up?
Podcast day. Two dudes talk music. Yes, it is. I've been stewing on this shit all day.
What is going on?
Yes.
That time. Podcast time. Yeah, spill the beans, man. Spill the beans. We want it. We want this, the exclusive details.
How you doing,
Go.
bud?
What is going on, you champions? How are you all? Dude.
How we doing?
Dude, I'm so happy to see you right now, CJ. What's going on?
Oh, me too, man. You sent me the message to co-host. I was a very happy cunt.
Dude, I'm so appreciative. Me and Raf just really appreciate it out of the bottom of our hearts. Thank you so much for being here today.
Oh, my absolute pleasure, man. It's a different thing to the smokeout shit where we don't have to worry about like playing the bands and the times and all of that shit. We can just sit back and just talk some shit, which you know I'm always down for, man.
Oh, yeah, it's the best part about it, man. It's the best part about running a podcast.
Oh, damn straight, dude. Damn fucking straight.
And man, I have to say this: the response for the local band Smokeout Australia has absolutely been stellar the last couple of weeks.
It's been kicking up a notch, dude. The thing with as you guys would know is like just keeping it regular is the thing, and just like constantly doing it like every week and you know, when we were first doing it, not last year but the year before, we had a really good roll on, and then unfortunately we like lost a lot of the team members. I was struggling to even have a place to do streaming out of that was like good enough to do it. And then just basically having to rebuild it again back up from scratch, and it's starting to get back to where it was, which was good. And you know, we've got the Tournament of Champions coming up the second week of May. I think we're booking that for. So that's all the winners of the stream. We're going to make them compete against each other for a winner, which is good. And then on top of that too, we've got a dude from the States that helps out with the American Smokeout. He does a lot of promoing for Japanese local bands and stuff like that. So he's coming over, so we're doing a Japan takes over the Aussie band Smokeout stream, which will be fuck. He puts in some good bands, man. I'm not gonna lie. Every time I'm like, nah, there's no more, surely. He fucking just gives us 5, and they're just absolute fire, man. So yeah, we've got that. And then gearing up too as well. Hopefully, not too long after that, we're gonna do an America versus US one. So BG's gonna pick his top bands. Me and Luke are gonna pick our top bands. I'm gonna make them go head to head in like a Tournament of Champions style thing as well. So yeah, we got some cool shit coming up for that. I'm pretty stoked for that.
That's fucking heaps.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that Japanese one. I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, dude, same, man. The dude's name is Panic P&D, I think is what his YouTube channel is. And like the bands that he puts forward is just like, it blows my fucking mind every time. We had one of them actually win the last stream. It was a band called 5 Greed Eggs, and it was like a 3-piece.
I caught them. They were
They
fucking
are incredible.
They were very good.
I genuinely could not fucking believe it, man. So yeah, good congrats to them, and yeah, it's kicking on. Chaosis is not far off of being able to drop some new material.
Awesome.
We're starting to book shows for the end of May, which is good, and all of the shit that comes with that. So it's like hardcore planning at the moment, and yeah, dude, being a busy beaver, man. You know me, I can't not be a busy cunt, that's for sure.
I like it, man. I like it. Busy's better than bored at the end of the day.
Yes, 100%. But we do have someone here today that is also an incredibly fucking busy beaver.
Motherfucker, you just took the words out of my mouth. You took that segue right out of my mouth. You were just on the right. Oh, we're there. Dude, if you've been in the Sydney metal scene, or basically now probably in the music scene in the last 10, maybe 13 years, fuck, it'd probably be longer, 14, 15 years, motherfucker. This guy you've crossed paths with him. This guy's a genius. This guy's a master at what he does. He's been kicking around with this band NOVEAUX for a very, very, very long time. He's the brainchild of it, and it has now flourished into one of the best Sydney industrial metal bands going. Please welcome to tonight's podcast, the great Jimmy James Barnes. How you going, bud?
I'm going well, and don't call me Jimmy.
I love it.
We can't have that association.
Oh, I did it already.
Get it in nice and early, man.
As soon as Raph said you were right, he's like, "Do you reckon we should do it?" I'm like, "Oh, could we get away with it maybe just a little bit?"
I've only been correcting people for 34 years.
Well, James Barnes, mate, dude, it is such a pleasure to see you, man. It's been too long. How are you going?
Well, as we were saying in the sound check, I've just come off a severe head cold that's found its way into my throat. So you're getting the smooth, sultry tones tonight.
Well, mate, I'll take it smooth and sultry
any
day.
Could run some advertisements with that kind of a voice. Silky smooth Kellogg's cornflakes. Get them while they're hot. Have them with milk. A little bit of sugar. Oh yeah, that's the stuff.
Nestle hot cocoa.
Your wife
actually could you say one for me? Just do like the burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Oh, that is. He's like you're almost at EA Sports in the game level.
Oh, but it's not in the game.
Yes. Should be. After that, it should be.
It's all in the music these days.
It is, man. Well, dude, tell us how have you been? You've just released the Eden remix, which I have to say was very good. The coffin, is it the coffin remix?
Cheap coffins.
The cheap coffins remix.
Our good buddy Troy from down in the Gong.
Yeah, really.
That's a name to keep an eye on. He's a very, very active man at the time at this current moment in time as well.
That's very good. Very good.
I've got to ask straight off the bat because I've heard your stuff in the past. And doing a bit of research today for the podcast, went did like a big deep dive, especially today, and found the remix album. And not many bands do like remixes of the sort. And I feel like, especially being in an industrial metal band, you can get away with doing that, especially. And I feel like it's something that's not done enough. So I know my band Chaosis has done it and is going to be doing it again. But what led you to want to do a remixed version of your tracks already?
Well, quite frankly, the short answer is COVID.
Right.
So we had the unfortunate timing of when we brought Eden into the world. We were one show into what was going to be an Australia-wide tour. We're talking Perth, proper Australia-wide.
Wow.
Hadn't fully announced it. Then everything shut down. And Eden just felt like it disappeared into obscurity.
Ah, shit.
So
did you drop it just before COVID hit?
In March of that year.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
Yeah. So to answer your question in a long sense, the remix album was our way to release some material that brought attention back to Eden, to give it the glory that we feel it deserved. And we have seen the numbers jumping up from there, and it's feeling good that it's actually getting it some attention.
Because it's very different to the actual mix, yeah.
It's huge. And like I was gonna ask, what was the process in doing the remixes? Did you just kind of did you pick people to do the remixes, or did you kind of
Yes,
like
we did.
what was the process behind doing that? Yeah.
So I'm from an electronic background initially, as it is. So big metalhead, but then I found dance music when I turned 18, and well, there's a lot of 2007 I don't remember.
I love it.
From there, you hear remix after remix after remix of everything, and then you go as a DJ looking for songs. You're like, oh, I like this song. Is there a different version of it to better suit the style that I'm playing? And then I took about 5 years off DJing, and I'm getting back into DJing, and I want to bring my material into the DJ realm. So I chose So we chose not only friends to do some remixing for us, but also some other, well, higher profile people that may also help us get a bit of reach. And I've been a big fan of Imperative Reaction for probably as long as I've been playing music, and we're very honoured that he was more than happy to do a remix for us.
Wow.
And then
Did you kind of give them creative? Did you give them creative freedom?
We did. We got the first mix back, and he'd tried to preserve the metal drums as much as possible. I said, mate, we love everything about your remix, but you can just drop it forward to the floor, man. You don't need to follow the metal drums. He's gone, no problem.
Ah, good. It's good you gave him room.
Oh yeah, no. If you put too many like in songwriting, if you give yourself rules for your own original music, it helps you get the job done. But if you go to squash someone else's creativity over what you've already created, you're just going to get your song back. You're not going to get a remix. You're not going to get their interpretation.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Kind of caging them in some ways, you know.
Yeah. So his music is very Ted Phelps from Imperative Reaction. He's very to the point, straight up, and then he's tried to retain the metal drums, and it's like, that's not you, man. If you could do you, that'd be great. He's gone, yep, that makes it easy. Electronic drums, and there it was.
I would have loved to have seen when the penny dropped and you said, just do what you want, and he just would have just gone, oh, fuck, it's sweet.
Oh, thank fuck, these metal drums are doing my fucking head in.
But yeah, so generally, so the answer is COVID ruined Eden. We've created this to bring Eden back into the limelight, give it the time that we feel it deserves, have some fun with some friends remixing our music, and Ted Phelps from Imperative Reaction jumping in as well. And hopefully, and then most recently, my wife and I have had a son, and I've had to somewhat take a year off.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And
so we're about to start firing on all cylinders. We've been in the background, behind the scenes, preparing everything.
Oh, make sure you keep us all posted, man. You've got Stodger. The synthwave remix was goated too. Goated. All in capitals.
Ah, yes, Mr. Stodger.
Mr. Stodger. Man, we've been...
It's Stoya, but if you ask Siri, it's Stodger.
No. There's no accent over the J. So when I read it as Stodger. And because I'm a dirty bogan sometimes, as far as I'm concerned, he will always be the Stodge to me.
The Stodge.
The Stodge.
Well, he's the windmill for us.
Well, mate, that's one thing I wanted to ask you. I mean, I was listening to Augment during the week, and the difference from Augment into Eden is absolutely massive. Guitar-wise and stuff like that. What take us through what was the change for you that sort of went from those real beefy leady bits that you sort of had in Augment. There was a lot of lady bits in that, and I loved it.
Oh, the leady bits. That would be a change of guitarist.
Okay.
Right.
Spent a bit of money on our production, and brought 3 new people into the fold to help make their part in the music.
Okay. Because you have gone through a fair bit of a lineup change over the last 10. So tell us when was the conception of NOVEAUX? When was it birthed?
It was birthed 2009. Oh, there you go, 14 years. Yeah, 2009. Seedy little place called the Lewisham Hotel.
Oh man, that place is like Mecca for so many bands in Sydney, man. That far out. Hotel X. It was
a little nightclub there called Abduction X, and a gentleman called Lee used to run that, and I would continuously ask for songs over and over and over and over, to the point where he's like, "Oh, if you reckon you can do a better fucking job, go fucking do it." So I came in next week and did a better job.
It was a pain in the ass. It was a pain in the ass, Lee. Lee, you're a pain in the ass if you ever seen this. I don't need your fucking music no more. You're a pain in the ass.
But yeah, so I became a regular DJ there, and I chose NOVEAUX as my name because Nova was taken.
So you started out straight up as a DJ. When
Straight up as a DJ.
And when was the whole thought? I'm gonna turn this into a band and start actually just fuck playing other people's shit. I'm just gonna do my own.
Beginning of 2011, I started writing my own music in GarageBand of all things.
Man, that was the GarageBand was the start for so much creativity for people.
Oh yes.
That saw it for what it was.
And I got past...
The staple for so many bands, man. So many bands cut their teeth, or so many DJs or even producers cut their teeth in GarageBand, man.
Yeah, and so I got past the point of just using loops and started actually writing in the MIDI myself, and then put some vocals on it. And then I had a DJ gig coming up at the Red Rattler in, I think it was October of that year, for a company called Tentacle Threads, who was doing a fashion launch, and we're having a couple of DJs and live bands. And instead of bringing my CDs at the time,
yes,
for DJing, I brought a 3-tier keyboard stand, laptop, microphone, and did it as a live performance instead.
Wow! And
Damn.
They were just like, cool.
They're like, whatever.
Yeah, well, I guess they had no choice by that point. You had to play something.
Oh no, well, I still had the ability to DJ there if I wanted to, but I was like, hey, I'd like to do this live if I could, and they went, yeah, sure, go for it. So I had I caught the train from the Blue Mountains with a trolley with 3 keyboards on it and the keyboard stand and backpack, and we got from Sydenham Station to the Red Rattler. Sydenham Station does not have a lift or escalators.
Oh.
So that's my first gig story, and that's when truly NOVEAUX became something. Then I had 2 drinking buddies who I was like, hey, do you guys want to stand on the side and look like you're playing the keyboards for me? And then they actually went out and learnt the keyboards, and we're actually a 3-piece electro industrial band.
Wow.
And that went on for maybe 4 years. Then I started bringing the guitar along. Then we got I think it was bassist was next. Then another guitarist, and then a drummer.
You had one of the best looking bassists I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, he was a sight to behold, wasn't he?
He was. He was a beautiful man.
And he still is.
He is. He had these luscious blonde locks, and he was picturesque.
Very much so. But yes, spend enough time with people and your opinions begin to differ, and you go your separate ways. And then I think it was about a year, 2017, where just nothing happened, and then brand new lineup 2018, and we brought Eden forward for 2020. Didn't actually end up releasing it, and then, well, we released it, but I wouldn't call it released.
Not the way you wanted to.
No.
COVID fucked up so much shit for so many bands that were really about to break ground and start running. It was just a massive fire extinguisher to the art industry in general.
Yeah, but it gave us the time to really learn each of our quirks in the new lineup, who likes to do what, how we feel about things, and it helped in the songwriting process, and we've got some new stuff coming.
Ooh. Nah, well, we'll keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah,
everybody.
Ears too.
Yeah,
like I said, the last year's been spent, money's been spent, and the year's been spent just bundling everything together. And then once it's all ready to go, I was kind of hoping we were going to be a bit ready sooner than this, and I was going to use this as a announcement platform, but we didn't get there.
Doesn't matter, you can come back on and we can do it.
But yeah, no, we've got new stuff coming. We're going to be lining shows up probably starting May, June, I hope. You hear that, Stoya? Start looking.
Good.
Chop,
Get him to work. Get him to work.
But yeah, no, we're we're at that moment. We're in first gear at the starting line, ready to just launch straight into doing it all again. Son's old enough that I can leave him at home for a little bit. Wife can look after him. We can just, I miss music. I haven't been doing music for a while.
Hey man, dad vibes. Dad duties have always got to come first before music, man. But music will always be a close second.
Yeah.
Now it's just a good time to start.
He's responsible for my voice. All that daycare sickness.
Motherfucker.
I got two of them, man.
Shit.
I feel you.
He's a lovely little bundle of joy.
Now
already plays keyboards.
Oh, good on ya. That's
it's good when a synthesizer can only make one note at a time, and so it doesn't matter where he hits his hand, he makes one note, and it sounds musical.
Have you ever thought about just recording him and seeing how it sounds? Like just putting on tracks, or have you already done it? That seems like something you might have already done.
No, that involves turning on the computer and to keep him interested long enough whilst you wait for the computer to start up. Doesn't happen.
No.
He's already on to the next thing.
Yeah, kids.
So I gotta ask too, because having heard the story of starting as a DJ and slowly bringing people in, at what point did it kind of start to convert more into an industrial metal act rather than just like a live DJ act, I guess, kind of a thing? Because it's a big jump to go from. Yeah, because it's a big jump to go from being a DJ act where it's predominantly like synths and all of that to then actually being a band situation, and evolving from that to being industrial metal next to that. So what was kind of the story behind all of that?
That's a good question.
That is.
I came prepared, man.
Yes, you did. Clearly, I didn't.
All you can be is honest, man.
Well, the simplest thing is I was a pop punk kid. So it was all pop punk, Offspring, Blink-182, Sum 41, Sublime. The list goes on.
The good stuff.
And then Wheatus came out with Teenage Dirtbag, and it said listen to Iron Maiden. So I found the Iron Maiden CD in my dad's collection. Then he's gone, oh, you might like the Metallica Black album. So I listened to the Metallica Black album.
Could have given you puppets first. My dad did that.
No, well, my dad is not one of those thrashers. But he's like, yeah, Black album.
My dad gave me Meatloaf and Suzy Q.
I
wish I would have gotten Black Album, man.
And then, I'm just going through his collection in 2001, and I find a album with a I can't remember what the right term for it is, but I'm just going to say Dead Baby on the front of it. And it was Rammstein's Mutter.
Oh, yes.
I can't remember what the correct term for what's on the front cover, because it's not a dead baby, even though it's a dead baby. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Industrial metal.
Baby.
It was an effigy.
Yes, let's go with that. Yeah. But yeah, and then all of a sudden I have Rammstein. And then I found Static X, Fear Factory, Dope,
Oh.
Wow.
New metal kid, industrial metal. So that's what I listened to, and then I found Blink, and like I said, I lost a lot of 2007 to Blink.
Blink?
So my DJing was industrial metal with electro-industrial, EBM, EDM. So I already had the guitars in my DJ sets. But guitars into my own music didn't happen for about 2 years. And that was simply because I didn't have anyone else to play with at the time. I tried to start a few pop punk bands when I was younger, and it's just like, you had to call everyone every single week to actually make sure that they were coming along to something. And I just got sick.
God,
I just got sick of trying to make sure people were going to show up. Sick of trying to manage, we're just getting together to jam, but I want to play. So I started using machines.
Mate.
Then I started incorporating the guitars, and then I was making electro industrial metal. Wow. And that was 2013 when that happened.
Wow. And that's back when it was really hard to do.
Yeah.
With the technology wise, it wouldn't have been as accessible.
Well, I had a Line 6 pod, garage band with a record in.
Oh. I think that was the starting point for every band circa 2010 to 2015 or something like that.
Yeah, so I went through the Line 6 lineup until they didn't have as good a quality as the Kemper when that came out. But who could afford a Kemper?
No one. None of us.
So I saved my pennies and I got one of those. And yeah, it's great just walking into a gig with a backpack with your guitars in it and a suitcase. Digital age as like, but yeah,
it's the necessity of the digital age, man.
Yeah, but back 2013, that was like the footprint was there, and it was Line 6 that was leading the charge. It's just you didn't know it sounded like shit yet.
Mm-hmm.
But being industrial metal, that's what you're aiming for, sounding like shit.
There's that element of industrial shed sounding like you've got a fucking Marshall stack sitting at the back, and you've got a fucking SM57 sitting at the other side, and you're like, that's the guitar tone.
Yeah, except for me, it was a Marshall combo.
Ah, there you go.
Line 6 pod into a JCM 900 combo.
Wow. You were so ahead of your time. You were far out. Here the boy.
Australia.
I'm not going to say
Australia, maybe.
I'm not going to say me because I was a singer, but here the boys were dragging around the PV 35, 50 bloody head with the Mezza Boogie cabs and shit, and I'm walking in with my little microphone case.
Oh, don't get me wrong. The combo is both the amp head and half the stack in one package, and that's not light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's a fuck. We've got one of those at the studio, man, and I hate having to fucking move that thing anywhere. It is like the last thing on my fucking to-do list at the end of the day. I'm like, I will do this 30 seconds before I have to go, because fuck that noise.
With your knowledge of your of obviously music and stuff like that and recording, did you guys record all this in house, or did you go outside for Eden on the original mix?
On Eden, that was all in-house.
Wow.
Good job, man.
100% in-house. And this is the part where I have to absolutely give props and kudos to Kieran Lovett, who joined us in 2018. Because, like, I may have my studio here, but he's got twice as much as what I have.
Wow.
And so we just brought all our gear together, and everything was recorded at his place with, like, goodness knows how much outboard gear. And you notice the difference with plugins. Well, versus plugins, I should say. And when you got a knob that you can turn like this, you go, oh yeah, that does this, that does that, and you don't have to point and click. It actually feels more engaging. So I'm not saying that, you know, it's going to always sound better than a plugin, or plugins are inferior to this, but I like tactile. I like to be able to touch what I'm affecting. So if I'm turning up a compressor, I want to actually be turning up the compressor. I don't want to be point, click, 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 click.
So you still keep that old school feel to it, where you need to have that feel of adjustment.
Yeah, for the futuristic music I write, I don't think we used anything that wasn't brought out in the 70s.
Wow.
Damn.
So like we're using Neve compressors, we're using Neumann microphones, Moog synthesizers. Like all this stuff came out in the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
How did you get your hands on half of this shit?
There.
I have an account.
Wow.
Music store.
Well, look, but even then, you think
do you work at a music shop? Do you?
No, but Kieran does.
Aha! See, okay, so Kieran's that guy, because I was the same. I worked in a music shop, and like all the band would come and get their shit through me. So, aha!
Exactly.
The penny drops. It makes sense now.
I really have to give it to him though. With that account and the taking the money right here, right now, out of the equation for certain things, it's certainly helped me access things that I never had access to before, and it's certainly lifted my game. It's the band's lifted as a whole, and just like if you've listened to the previous music, you can hear part to part that where it's going, and it's getting better and better.
Oh, the production value in comparison. Where was Augment done?
Not similar room to this, but worse acoustically.
Okay.
And on a glass table with the cheapest like Logitech speakers you could imagine. And
wow.
Yeah.
I mean, but still, the quality on that was very, very, very good. I mean, you could definitely hear the difference.
Know your room.
Yeah, well, that was the one thing. That was the one question I wanted to ask, because I know you, like we've been the rounds together. We've known each other for a very long time. We've had a lot of good conversations. I know you love recording, so I knew you would have 90% sure that you would have done it, and I could tell it was done in a different room. I wanted to know, was Eden done in a completely different space?
Yes, completely different suburb, completely different.
Because you could hear it in your vocals, especially your vocals were heaps more spaced out. Because that was the one thing I noticed in the mix, like in the Eden mixing compared to Augment.
$2,500 vocal chain.
Far out. Far out.
Damn.
So that was cream of the crop that we got our hands on, just from, like, you know, friends here have that piece of equipment and friends over here have that piece of equipment. We've borrowed that, and that, put it all together and just imprinted it in. And yeah, so the vocals on that one was a Neumann TLM 102 transformerless condenser microphone put into a Neve 1073 preamp, then into a LA2A compressor, and then just fed in direct to the door.
Far out. To me, most of that was just words, but
in other words, cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. I'm on the gutter with my hands, you know, need money.
Oh, far out, man.
This does lead me to the next question of, you know, it's a little bit different doing an industrial metal project and obviously having your experience with the EDM stuff and all of that. From Augment to Eden, obviously new members, members getting to know each other and building and working, especially when you look at the definition of industrial metal, every band that kind of is in that category has a different style and a different mix, especially, and I feel like it's the mix mostly is what kind of makes industrial metal. I mean, like, you compare like the first the only Now Bomb record to like Obsolete to Start a War to all of these like really, really good industrial metal acts. My question to you...
Those are my top albums of those bands, by the way.
Yeah, fucking same. So, coming as an industrial metal kid myself as well, when you approach the digital side of it, especially going from Augment to Eden, it's kind of like a two-part question, but the first one is, sonically, with the industrial element, was there a conscious decision to go in the direction that you guys did? And second of all, in that decision-making process to get those sounds and to get that tone, again, was that a conscious decision as a byproduct from where you were at? Or like, yeah, was it a conscious decision with the sounds, and what were the decisions you were making?
So, short answer is no, it wasn't conscious, but there was two people involved in the mixing and producing of Eden versus Augment. Augment was... I was the sole producer. Like, I got other members to come in and do their parts, but I was the engineer, I was the producer. I brought it all together and mixed it and mastered, and that was me. At that time, I brought that together in 2015, I believe it was. And then Eden, once again, an absolute shout out to Kieran Lovett, our new guitarist. He comes from a prog side of things, so he's very versed in synthesizers in the progressive metal side of things. So his flavor of mix, because he did most of the mixing, I sat there and went, no, you need to bring that up, or no, this part needs to be moving more towards this. But he was the one that did most of the mixing for Eden. and I would say it's his influence from his prog project, Mercury Sky, that he approached it in that manner. And that's where Eden comes. So it's a big kudos to Kieran.
Did you find it
And
helped?
did you work together? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
absolutely.
you go.
No,
absolutely work together.
Did you find it helped in your writing process, being able to take a step back and have someone else sort of do the mixing and did it give your ideas a bit more of a free flow?
Well, the reset was already made. I'd made that a year prior, and we revamped and recreated it into a more full band track. So that was written by myself. Kieran and I wrote Regicide together.
I love that song,
as a whole.
man. I love that song. Regicide is probably my favourite one off that.
Yeah, so that one was written by both Kieran and myself. About 90% of Eden was already written by myself, and Denied I wrote 100% myself, and then Kieran's like, no, I'm just going to go over the top of that. That's fine. And yeah, so all the songs were written, and then we just went in, got everyone that was involved. Mr. Matthew Stoyer, I think, joined just after we'd written the songs, and then we've powerhoused through from there. But yeah, Stoyer's been involved in a lot of the writing process for all the newer material that's coming through. And if you don't know, he's in a band called Lycanthrope.
We have been fortunate enough to have Mr. Stoyer on not long after the Vakken, not long after he got back from Vakken. So
yes, he's brought some grunts, a lot more grunts to the NOVEAUX fold.
Well, might I say he was very, very stoked to be joining.
Oh,
when we spoke to him on the
we're
podcast.
absolutely stoked to have him. I've been chasing him since 2014.
He's yeah. I've noticed on the social.
That's not a drama thing. That's just like I wanted to play music with Stoyer.
Yeah, no, like man, when you know what you want, you just got to go get it. You just got to go get it, don't you? And that's anything in life, man. But that includes your change in guitars.
Changing guitars, yes.
Yeah, so I've noticed now you've delved into the 8 strings.
Yes, I have. I don't think I've ever played any less than 7, really. But
still, no.
What brought that on? What brought on the change to go from a skinny board to a surfboard?
Corn.
Yeah.
Sugar.
You know, corn are good, but could you imagine corn with an extra string? And tell us about the guitar you got, because the guitar you got's absolutely beautiful. Could you maybe grab it?
Yeah, I can bring it up.
Yeah.
No. You've got to do the correct thing. I know Stoyer's gonna be laughing his head off this moment. You have to ask me, oh, what's that? What is that? And then I go, oh, it's an Aristides. And
yeah.
This whole spiel of convoluted. Wank. I'll get it for you.
All right, do you want us to can we set you up quickly? We'll set you up. What's that I see in the background? I see something in the background.
You see something in the background?
Yeah.
I can go get it.
Can you show me what that is, please, sir?
Sure thing.
Yeah, there we go.
This thing is beautiful, man. Honestly.
I haven't seen it. I'm curious. Holy fucking Jesus.
So let's get this a better viewing angle for you.
Look at that thing, man. Look, and what does that thing weigh? The way you're just moving that around, like
it's 2.5 kilos.
What?
It's all one piece.
Damn.
It's all one piece. Oh.
Wow.
I love the clear back. I love the clear backing plate.
Oh yeah, then they actually go to the effort of doing the wiring.
Oh, that is red hot.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and then bottom string goes bow.
You're far out. Far out.
Yeah, like.
Oh snap! So what in that particular guitar? What made you go to that one?
Well, my nan died, and I got a bit of money from that, and I was like, I can get something that I could never afford, and I have something to remember her by.
Wow.
Oh, that's adorable. That's awesome.
That is beautiful, man.
And then tie that in with the 2.5 kilos. Like, I've had a lot of health issues with my back in the not very recently because I've fixed myself, but light guitar to take the strain off my back. It just it all worked in.
Wow.
So
Damn.
yes, I have to do the typical Aristides wanker thing. It's not made of wood. It's a resin with a carbon fiber shell.
No shit.
Right, that explains the weight.
Yeah, so it's just a mold. It's an injection molded guitar. Costs us just as much as a Les Paul, but actually functions.
Well, does that mean you literally wouldn't have to worry about temp, like, because I don't know if many people know this, but
No, that's exactly right. Yeah, this doesn't move.
When you have a normal guitar, like a wooden guitar, those things flex. Like, if you go into a hot room, it'll lose tuning. If you go into a cold room, it'll lose tuning. Like, it's just the way it goes. That's why bands have separate guitars. They have different tunings, and they have people tuning them and shit. You're telling me that thing does not lose any tuning?
Oh, it'll go out
lose
of
a little
tune
bit.
because the strings will expand and contract.
Yeah.
Expand and contract in the heat and the cold. So it will change a little bit, but because it's a headless and it's only got 2 points of contact and there's no extra string, nothing wound around the top, and then because it's not made of wood, the wood doesn't expand, contract, and move. It's in position. Like, you'll adjust the truss rod every 3 years rather than every 6 months.
Oh, wow.
That's what I was going to ask with the maintenance of that thing. It seems like it would be a very low maintenance guitar.
It is. You don't use any chemicals on it. You just damp cloth wipes down.
Right.
Wow.
So what's the fretboard the same as everything else on it?
It's a composite called Richlight, which is something.
It's just a composite.
Yeah, I've not heard, but yeah.
Wow.
Man, it's made of Richlight.
Dude, that is great. Like, the way technology is moving for music is just unbelievable. That is a resin injected guitar. Nah, it's moving too fast for me.
And it only took 5 months as well. It's like, you order a custom guitar, it'll take 18, 24 months. These things, if you don't get them painted, like, that's not painted, that's actually the color of
The resin.
dye.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the resin's white inside,
Oh, okay.
but the carbon fiber was red.
Oh.
And then they sand it back after it.
Look really fucking good.
And
It's fantastic.
Holy shit!
and Stod just put up a very, very good line here. Save a tree
Come on, Stod.
by an Aristides.
Oh dear. Yeah, I've still got to make my shirt where it says, ask me about my Aristides.
Oh, well, that should be the new NOVEAUX logo.
Because I didn't shut up about it for about 2 months after I got it, and
I don't
boys had
blame
enough
you.
of me.
I don't blame you. So,
Actually, I didn't shut up after I ordered it.
so with the whole new look of NOVEAUX, going
Yes.
from, man, what prompted the change to go from? I know, sort of the rest of the band members sort of do a little bit of the face paint and stuff like that. But when you first started, it was very forward-fronted thing that associated yourself with the band. It was like your niche in a way, on top of the high-class industrial metal act. What prompted that change to go from the big boots to the more comfortable James?
Sheer laziness.
Because when it happened, I'm like, dude, this is, like, they picked a new look. Like,
No, the look hadn't changed in over 10 years. So, and also prepping like the face paint and then trying to get the paint off of an evening. Like, I'm getting home at 2 a.m. after a show and I'm not going to bed with paint on my face. So I'm spending another 45 minutes trying to get paint off me. Believe me, I've tried every,
Can relate.
Baby wipes and everything like this. It's like not coming off. And I used to go, top of my head down to my waist in paint. And just the cleaning bill was too much.
Respect, man. Respect. You're a dad now. You know.
If we take a more serious, like that is part of the reason, but a more serious is we're tonally changing again a little bit, and the new look was to tie in with that, and then I had a kid, and it sort of pulled back a little bit, but new look, new vibe, chance for the new band members and myself to reinvent ourselves and come forward as essentially a new band.
Yeah, well,
which is also what
Stodger just put on here. Aesthetic going more cyberpunk than goth rock.
Yes, yeah. We like. There's no issue or drama with any other band in the scene, but we're just getting tired of being purely lumped in with the goth bands.
Yeah.
We believe our sounds to be a lot more diverse than just the goth bands or the industrial metal bands. We want to be playing more shows to more people in different genres, bringing our sound out. So it's like, it's almost like, Motionless in White Place with all the hardcore bands, the metalcore bands, and they're doing their thing. But they've got that sound that still has them somewhat industrial metal, the gothy side of things.
Yeah.
So we want to bring us to more people, but the paint and the old get up just
it pigeonholes you, man.
It anchored us where we didn't want to be.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that.
Isn't that a shame too? That sometimes just the look of a band will pigeonhole them, and they don't give them any sort of a look in, at least, or it's just a shame to get grouped in just by the way you look as a band.
Yeah, it's like it'd be the same bill every single time that we played, and just we want to play with more people. We want to meet more people. We want to just want to get out there, and we really stagnated at a point there, and so we're looking to branch ourselves out. We've been playing with more diverse lineups, more genre-reaching shows. We're looking into just trying to put ourselves in front of people with a different mindset to what they like, and then we're hoping to grab their attention.
It's good. Well, I mean, it like CJ was saying, it is unfortunate that you have to sort of change your look in order to.
Yeah, but it's time for change anyway.
Hey, that's it.
Catch-22, man.
Slipknot change their masks.
It's a catch-22.
Slipknot's a bit different, I think.
No, but they change their masks. They do. They change. Like they still move.
Okay,
like,
even you look at Mudvayne as another perfect example. Yeah. Every album, they never wore masks, but they did have a different aesthetic for every album.
Oh, they did for that one album.
Fucking.
They did for one album.
Even
had that alien, that whole weird
American
alien.
back in the day. Oh yeah. Even American Headcharge did the same thing. They had their like gothic metal kind of thing for the first album, then after that they went normal. Like it's a healthy thing, I think, for a band to like not be where it's different when you're fucking Cannibal Corpse. You just rock up in all black and sing about cum and blood and all that kind of shit. But when you're an industrial metal band and you're putting aesthetics forward in visually what you look like, it kind of makes sense where it's like new material with new people. We need to update what we're doing, and it's keeping it fresh. And as you said, when you got stagnant, it kind of is a no-brainer if I was in that project anyway to be like, yeah, we need to update. We need to step forward with what we're doing. So, fucking seal of approval here, man. Yeah, man. I'm really fucking excited to see. Very excited.
So being
one of to get it out there eventually.
So being one of the busiest probably people I know, you're a dad now. You've just gotten back into the DJ thing. Before we talk about the DJ thing, though, we used to play heaps of shows together. We always used to get to put on same bills. It was awesome. Best times ever.
I've still got my Exist Within shirt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Little gas masking.
Yeah, dude, that shirt was amazing. I love that shirt. Fuck, I don't even have that shirt.
Well, if I find mine.
Oh, keep it.
It's in storage.
But how much do you reckon the scene's changed in the last 10 years, 15 years, since sort of like you and I were doing it together compared to what it is now? in Sydney because like I've just been talking to heaps of Queensland bands in the rock scene at the moment. I've been up at Queensland once. It's so different up there.
It is, yeah. I've had the pleasure of being up there twice, and yeah, it's a whole different ball game up there.
How do you reckon the scene's going in Sydney now? For metal, I guess.
I feel it's suffering a little bit, but that's more so because we are so limited in the venues that we have available to us. And when I say available, I mean that word loosely.
Yeah.
Well, like Crowbar's already booked out for the whole year. You've got the Burdekin, and then I think you've got, was it called Mosh Pit now?
I have no idea. I've never heard of this venue.
It's only popped up in the last couple of months, I think. Okay. But like they're starting to put bands on, but it's a very small venue. You've got Highway Bar in Enmore, Newtown area. They've been putting on some bands, but you've got to book in and actually get your show in. Otherwise, they've got something else on.
Oh wow!
So like finding a show is one thing, and then getting people there's another. So Sydney, I think, is just suffering from that. The shutdown that we suffered.
Have you found that that's been getting tougher over the years to get people out to shows?
Oh, yeah. I think people. Oh, that's a tough one to answer without sounding conceited and cynical.
You have every right to. This is a safe space. You can sound conceited and cynical as you want.
I also probably can't comment on that because I too have not gone out as much as I once did. Yeah,
but you're a dad now. You got a young kid at home. You're a supportive father.
Before that though, it's like just Sydney's getting expensive.
Oh, dude.
Like, I say getting expensive. It was always expensive, but like, to go on a night out, you need to have, your train ticket's going to cost you, I think $12, $15 now. Like, I haven't caught a train in a long time, so I don't really know. Then got your ticket to get in. They're starting to get up to like $25, $30 for a local show.
Yep.
If you want a beer, that's like $8, $9 now.
Yeah, sometimes 12 depending on the venue.
Of course, yeah. I remember, like, here's an example. So going to the Blink nightclub, you've got bands downstairs, you've got the nightclub upstairs. You walk in, you'd get 2 double blacks for $8.
And it used to be $6 jugs of Tui's new one.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember those days, man.
You spend $8 here, $12 there, and you'd have like a massive handful of drinks. Now $12 will get you maybe half a glass of wine.
Yeah.
So to get to like if you feel the need to be slightly inebriated to enjoy yourself, you've already spent $100 something dollars. So $100 there, you're already up at $150. And then if you want food, burgers are now like $22, $23. So you're getting upwards of $200 for a night, and then you add Sydney's cost of living on top of that, and you don't have $200 to throw at a night.
No, you don't. Especially, and the thing is now everyone wants to save that $200 for the night out for the big acts.
Yeah, so they have their $200 saved, and then you get your big shows like Knotfest, and then all the big bands come out, and you're like, oh, these are the bands that I've always wanted to see from America, from Europe, and you spend your money on that. So you don't have people have the right to go to the shows that they want to go to, and quite frankly, Slipknot's got a lot more pulling power than NOVEAUX.
Yeah.
Or Spirit Box has a much higher pull. Sleep Token's got a much higher pull than, say, Our Last Enemy, and so on and so forth. Like, we can't compete, and we can't blame people for that.
Well, you can blame people for that because there used to be a law back in the day, right, that any international band that used to play out in Australia had to have an Australian act open for them. It used to be a law.
I think that's still in effect.
Nah, man, I've been to so many metal shows where it's just like American, or Canadian American, or some shit like that. It is definitely not in effect anymore. But yeah, it used to be you used to have to get an Australian act to open your show. It just used to be a thing.
Right.
Yeah, not a thing anymore.
Damn. Should be brought back, man.
100% it should.
Have to be brought back, man.
Indeed.
Shit. There you go. Damn.
So you can blame
Yeah,
someone.
you're not
Some
wrong.
arsehole changed the law where,
Yeah.
and it was
Yeah,
and it
alright,
was sitting
fuck
there
that
for a
guy.
good it was sitting there for a good reason, man. It was to give exposure. So when people used to go on their night out, their cheap night out, they could go see an Aussie band open up for an international act. I think the last band that I saw was maybe Sunk Loto with Korn. That was probably one of the last like smallish bands that I saw open for like a big.
I think the
Big
last one I went
international
to, last one I properly went to, I think was Trivium and Polaris in 2015.
That would have been a hell of a show.
It
That would
was.
have been fucking killer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that,
think
was, that,
it's-
was, that, was, that was just Polaris was doing this.
And it's
They were
still.
just rising.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, no, that kudos to them.
Man, I'll tell you a funny Polaris story. It was just before my daughter was born. Two of my mates turned around and go, "Oh, I've never really heard of Polaris." 2018. So I'm like living under a rock at this point. So they go, we'll get you into the Oxford Art Factory ticket show that's sold out. One of the boys knows the guy that works there will get us in for free. Sweet. All right, cool, we're going. I got fucking annihilated. I got so fucking trash. I remember like half the set. I was fucking so smashed. I remember sneaking in. I remember walking in. I remember standing at the back. I remember having a shot of something. And yeah, it was... But they were good from what I remember. They were very good.
If they left an impression on your drunk mind, they must be all
They're
right.
fucking so good, man. They're so good.
Yeah.
Let's get into it. Shall we do the quick question quarter, CJ?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right. I got to... Oh, damn.
Nazi.
Yeah, I got to find the questions. Hold on.
I've got them up here.
Hold on.
It's got to be Britney Spears, guys. What,
No.
what was the question again?
No, it's not how it
Yes.
works. It's not how it works. It's not how it works. Let me find the question.
Yes.
Okay, now hit the cutaway.
Correct.
Now hit the cutaway. Okay, cutaway.
To know you,
Cutaway.
getting to know all about you.
All right, we're back. All right, so this is the quick question quarter. If you've just joined us the first time, what the hell are you doing? Because you should be watching us every week. We're here every week. Fucking watch us every week. Come on. But for all those
Do it.
new people, this is a quick question quarter. These are rapid fire questions that we ask our esteemed guests for you to get to know them a little bit better. So these questions start pretty easy and they get harder towards the end, James. So get ready for it.
That's all right. I have difficulty speaking anyway.
It's all good. You're doing fine, man. You're killing it. What was your very first instrument you ever learned?
Piano.
It's a solid one. I'm not surprised though, considering what you showed us earlier. All right. What was the first album you ever purchased or hassled your parents to get you? Like that first one that stepped you. Yeah, you know what I mean? That.
Offspring, Conspiracy of One.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Nice.
That is a very good one.
Did you buy that personally, or did you hound your parents for it?
That was the hounding one. Get
Yeah.
that for Christmas.
Yes. Well, do you know the first one you
man.
actually purchased with your own money?
Yes, birthday money. I purchased Wheatus's self-titled album.
Oh, those are really good albums.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that ties back
Yeah.
into the story of listen to Wheatus, listen to Iron Maiden, Metallica, Rammstein, Static X, Fear Factory. It just tumbleweeds.
That's how it, man. That's
Snowballs.
a beautiful thing with music. Eh? It's just one band
You just find everything.
can start you on this journey that is just it never ends.
Yes, it's lovely.
What is an instrument you've always wanted to learn?
Hurdy-gurdy.
The hurdy-gurdy.
The hurdy-gurdy.
What does a hurdy-gurdy look like?
A box with a winder on it, and then it's got a lot of almost like piano keys, and as you turn the dial, it puts this little disc across a string, which is a drone string, and it has this droning sound. And then you push in the little keys on the side, and then it changes the note as it goes. It's It's a very nasal sounding stringed instrument. It's an Irish folk instrument.
Oh wow!
If you've ever listened to Eluvite, I've never known how to pronounce it, and I can't even spell it for you. I'll link you after the show, but
Yeah, do it.
But it's an Irish folk instrument.
Oh, the hurdy-gurdy. That's a weird one.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Cyrus gave us a weird one. I can't remember what he gave us, but we had Cyrus on a couple of weeks ago.
Good old
Yeah,
Josh.
he gave us a weird one. He's a cool dude, man. I like Cyrus. He's good. Okay, I love this question. If you could pick one big band that you could play with, living or dead, active or not, any lineup, who would it be?
Static X with Wayne.
Yeah. Are you going to go to the show with Zero?
I have not got a ticket, unfortunately.
Neither have I, but I'm going to try and get me, mum, and dad a ticket, and you should come too.
I should try. I did go to the first show when they came out.
How good was it with Wednesday 13? Fuck, it was so good. Good. It was so good.
That was a good show.
He's not convincing anyone. We know you're the singer, man. Come on. Come on, bro. Come on. We all know. We're not dumb. Okay. Who is an artist or band that you are listening to at the moment that you think is severely underrated?
Well, they were severely underrated, but then they've exploded in the last 12 months, and that was Sleep Token.
They have exploded in the last 12 months. They are very busy.
Yeah, so I got shown them in 2019 when they brought out Sundowning. I was like, man, this is fucking awesome. And then, it's under the radar. And now they're 2 million monthly listeners on Spotify. So I wouldn't say that they're underrated anymore.
No, but when you knew about them, they were underrated. I'll take that. We'll take that.
Yeah. They were on the up.
Yeah. Ooh. What is something that people may be surprised to learn about you?
I don't really know. I'm as bland as I seem.
Nah.
No,
you're actually really buff and you work out a lot now.
I've been advertising that.
Yeah.
No, before I started, I was 59 kilos.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm nearly up 20 kilos now.
Jeez, man. Good on you. Good on you.
So that's 20 kilos in 18 months.
Wow. And that's just all muscle.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There's a bit of water weight in there, but it's...
Them gains, brah.
Oh, yeah, it's all gains.
It's all them gains,
This is a medium t-shirt that I used to wear as an oversize, and now,
yes.
my arms are almost through.
Yes. Healthy dad, mate. That's good. I'm a very unhealthy dad.
I'm working on my father figure.
That's it. Don't. I've got the dad bod, all right?
You got the dad bod.
I've definitely got it. I've got it. Yeah. Oh, that was good. Oh, that hit.
Dad joke. What?
That hit. Got the dad bod. I've got the father figure. That's good.
You're welcome to join me on their 6 days a week.
Oh no. I work in logistics. I start at 5 a.m. No.
I'm at the gym at 4.
Oh, yuck. Oh, no. I did that once. No. What's the cringiest band name you've ever been... Cringiest band or song name you've ever been involved with?
Involved with?
Yeah. Could be yours. Could be something else. I can't believe I did that. Can't believe we called it that. What were we thinking?
I don't know if it's to me it's cringy. It was I named a song "Move That Body."
Move that body. I mean, there's so many ways that could go. I mean, you could be telling someone, "Hey, look, yeah, go on, move that body," or you could be telling someone, "Hey, you need to move that body."
Yeah, it was more of a cheesy '90s sort of dance track. Move that body.
Yes.
And I just cringed because I'd made it.
Was it? Oh.
It has never seen the light of day. I'll just say that now.
Put it up on SoundCloud as something else. Just do it. You never know. Put it on TikTok.
Yeah, that's because that's what I want to be remembered by.
Oh, dude, you know what? I agree. You know what? If I had, yeah, no, I wouldn't put it on TikTok either.
No.
All right, and this one's a juicy one. The final one. This one is my personal favorite because fuck, it's such a good question. What is your most controversial music opinion?
It's a good one. That's very hard to answer.
Safe space, man. Say whatever you want.
I don't know if it's that controversial that I wouldn't consider ghost metal.
I love this man.
Yeah, you know what? I fucking hate Ghost. And I saw an article recently. It's controversial, yes, because so many people like it. But he's now being rated as like one of the best metal singers at the moment. I disagree.
Like I can say, like I can accept his musicianship, I can accept his show, but I can't accept it being called metal.
It's a gimmick.
It's
a very good gimmick.
I can respect the hustle, but I just
Look,
you can't call that's not metal.
Look, at the end of the day, we're all sitting in it.
He's up there playing the big shows, and we're here having a chat in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But we're entitled to our opinion, controversial though it may be.
It's just like your
Hold
opinion,
on to that
man.
motherfucker.
Yeah, no, it is controversial because so many people think it is, but I think it's a niche. I don't know. I just don't get it. My friends fucking love it. Somehow I got a drinking buddy that fucking loves it. I'm just like, every time it comes on, I'm like, fucking going to bed.
Saw the visuals. I saw like, you know, all the hype, and I was like, yeah, let's get amongst this. And I listened to one, and it's like, oh, this seems like some 80s shoegazy rock stuff. And then I went, maybe it's just this song. Tried the next one, the next one, the next one, and
it just doesn't tickle the pickle, man. There's nothing wrong with that. This doesn't tickle the pickle.
Just my opinion, I don't like it.
Well, I agree with that.
I feel like the people that are fans of Ghost are the kind of people that are like, yeah, I listen to metal, but I don't listen to that screamo stuff. That's a Ghost listener in a nutshell.
No, I have many friends who listen and really enjoy Ghost, and they very much listen to the correct metal. I just don't consider it to be metal.
Yeah. But then again, you know what? A lot of people don't consider baby metal to be metal, and I consider them to be very metal.
Same.
They have a lot more.
That's not the front chicks. That comes down to the Kami band behind them.
Fuck yeah, it does. They are so metal.
Stupidly talented and stupidly heavy. It's fucked up. And I think it's the mixed signals, I think, that it can get where you've got like the crossing of J-pop mixed with metal. I think it's the same thing as like if you were deaf and went to a Ghost show, you would imagine that the music would be so fucking heavy just from looking at the visuals, you know? And then it's like, imagine you could all of a sudden, the first thing you could hear after that is bang, you could hear Ghost. You would almost like flip out and just be like, hold on, this doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense to me. But it works. Again, they're up there, we're down here, but I'm gonna hold on to that opinion and I'm gonna fucking agree with you.
Same, man, same. So fucking rated.
Yeah.
So fucking overrated.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. The amount of people that are like, nah, you gotta give it a chance, man. You gotta give it a chance. And I'm like, man, I've given it like 5 chances, bro. Like, no. And it's gone from like fucking 3-hour card rides. The guitarist of Chaos loves Ghost. And he's like, nah, man, we're going to put on a couple of albums where we're going to convert you. And I'm like...
They have a couple?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It literally was the longest 3 hours of my fucking life.
Wow.
But, yeah, anyway.
What is it? It sounds like the sound. It's kind of like Waco. What was he trying to do? Get you not to play?
Yeah, I voice it. But to go on that opinion, are you a fan of Ghost though?
No. I can respect the music. Like I can objectively go, this is good music, but it's not for me.
Yeah. I personally don't like the look's been so fucking overdone. Do you know what I mean? The whole demonic fucking, like, come on, man, come up with something new for metal. Like you've literally
metal?
No,
Oh, we going back.
No, but you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, there's a heavy metal band that looks like Demonic Priest. Oh, it's like, come on, dude. Like, come on. It's been done.
I expected something closer to Black Sabbath, but it just didn't happen.
Yeah, it's like, okay. Now that we've done the quick question quarter, let's talk about. And I was very, very quickly corrected about this. Your tribute band that you play in. Tribute band. I accidentally called it a cover band.
It's not the greatest song in the world. It's just a tribute.
No. See, if you do a tribute of that, is it... Oh, no, I'm not going to get into that. That's just Stony vibes going on right there.
That's a cover.
Yeah, okay, sweet. Now we're there. What differentiates a tribute from a cover band, and especially like and what, give us the whole rundown on what it is, what it's called, the whole thing.
Right, so I recently joined as guitarist Ramlead Australia, which is a Rammstein tribute band. And the difference between a tribute and a cover band is cover bands will tend to just be a group of people playing through the music, enjoying the music, playing it to other people. They may play more than one artist. You get your usual cover bands at pubs, play all the music that everyone else wants to hear. Whereas a tribute band is more a singular focus, to be as close as you can get to the original without being the original. Because how often does Rammstein tour out here?
Not often. Enough.
People, and if people want a live Rammstein experience, we give you Ramlead. We dress up. We've got fire. We've got light show. We do the works.
That's fucking bad.
Was that already established as you joined, or did you create that project?
I did not create it, but I joined it at the formation of it.
Because you have done Rammstein.
We did Rammstein in the past with NOVEAUX. Did a couple of shows, and then all we were getting booked for was the Rammstein shows, and it's like, nah.
No, that's fair enough. Respect, man. Respect.
We don't want to be known as the Rammstein band. Now there is actually the Rammstein band. I'm happy to be associated with that.
That's good, man. Respect.
Separate outlets.
Yes. So I don't have to. I have had to take on some singing duties in the Rammstein tribute bands, but they are not as involved as being the front man of my own.
Because they are very, very involved. Like your screams in Eden. Wow.
Oh, thank you very much.
They were very good. They were very good.
I had a throat back then.
Was there... It felt like there wasn't that much effect on Eden in comparison to Augment.
Because I was hiding my voice in Augment.
It still sounded amazing. But you could definitely...
Can you elaborate on that?
I've never been a fan of my own voice, but you hear that from every bloody fucking singer out there that isn't a diva.
We don't.
So I would add distortion. I would add reverb, delay, anything I could to somewhat mask that it was me.
Right.
So
right.
I'm still not technically happy with my voice.
Did it contribute to the whole industrial thing as well? Because I feel like it would have.
Yeah, I mean, like I use a vocoder because I can't sing.
No, you can.
I can now. I've learned, but the vocoder has become such a staple effect in the NOVEAUX lineup that I've kept it and use it not sparingly, but with enough intent that it's there but not oversaturated.
It sounds like for you, it sounds like the use of the effects has helped you learned, because you just said it's just like, I didn't like the sound of my own voice, so I used all this shit. And then from Augment to Eden, you said you minimalize it from that, and now, I didn't know how to sing then, so now you do. Do you find that those effects that you have used has helped you become a better vocalist?
autotune's helped me.
Helps a lot of people.
But when I say that,
Some people make a living off
using, like I say, using it in the demo stages of songs. Like, so the singing ones haven't come out yet. They're not out yet. But getting the pitch correct and hearing my voice pitch correct, I know somewhat where I have to throw my voice, and then when I sing along to it,
So you use autotune
I
as a
start to
guide.
match myself. Yes, as a guide to.
Fuck, that's a fucking good idea.
Yeah.
Smart.
I mean, I don't have to be fucking Cher, but using it to find the pitch in my tone of voice, so that I can learn how to sing it properly, and then I'm more likely to hit the note more frequently, and then eventually get a good take.
That is such a fucking good idea. Fuck.
It's a very smart way of using it as a tool to, but yeah, that's really clever, man.
Yeah, I
That's
use a lot
really
of.
clever. I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, so in the writing process these days, like I've gotten to the point where I've stopped finicking over the little things. So with singing, I get a singing line down, and then I go in and I go MIDI correct. This is where the note's supposed to be. This is what the melody's supposed to be. Okay, maybe I didn't like that part of the melody, but I like the rhythm. So I'll change some notes until it sounds awesome, and then I'll learn that.
It's
a writing tool for you as well.
Yes. So I use a lot of the pop hacks that actually end up in the final productions as demo assistants.
That is such a good idea, man. That is such a good idea. Oh, I'm hoping someone watches this and learns.
And then,
damn straight.
I've got a lot of synth software, but I've got a very, very good one. It's called Analog Lab by Arturia, and it pretty much has about 14,000 presets of just genre-spanning sounds of synthesizers. And you just type in, I want a dark-sounding, evolving pad, and it will give you 100 options. And then I pick one that's as close to what I actually want, record with that, and go, right, there's a dark pad. I'll come back to that sound design later. Or if I want a sharp rave sounding lead, I just go rave or techno, and it gives me the lead sounds. And then I go, yep, that's close. And then once I've got that, the song's written, I go into hardware land, and then I actually sculpt those tones that I want from my actual synthesizers and record those in, and it becomes its own thing.
Wow.
That's awesome that you actually program them in yourself, because I know, especially these days, it's so easy to just pick a preset and just be like, yep, that's good enough. But
no, I'm not going to claim that I don't use presets. I certainly use presets 60-70% of the time.
It doesn't matter. That other 30.
The thing is that you've said to the fact though that you program synths as well. And curiously, to someone that had to learn it myself, but to other people that have been curious about how to get in that world and not how did you start to learn how to program synths?
My father had a old Roland Juno 6 from 1981, which is a very basic, like, poly synth, so you can play more than one note on it. And it just had sliders across the top. It started with the oscillator, moved on to the filter, then the envelope, which is the main components that make a synthesizer. We're not about to go into a masterclass of how a synth works here, but it was all just laid out in a line. This is where the sound starts, this is what you affect it with, and then it comes out. And I just played it non-stop, moved things around, and so I learned that a cutoff does this, a attack does that, a release does this, and then that just translates into any synthesizer, because they're all based on the same principle. East Coast, in East Coast theory, but that's another story again with synthesizers. I've gone down the rabbit hole. But
these are all the conversations I used to love having with you after shows. We used to sit and have a couple of drinks and just
listen to my fucking techno babble.
Yeah, well, how are you finding?
Synthesizers are this big now.
Yeah, well, there you go. That's
the fully fledged synthesizer,
Yeah,
analog, everything, the works.
far out. See, technology moves too quick. It just goes too quick. I still can't. I'll still sit here 2 years later after doing this and going, I can't believe I can literally stream to the whole world from my bedroom with a laptop and a handful of things. And it's just like, how quick is this shit going?
Yeah.
We did land someone on the moon. We had to. Maybe not then, but we have.
Yeah.
So how are you finding the electro?
Still
Like
going.
you've gotten back into the DJ thing recently. I've noticed on your socials that you've had a couple of DJ sets pop up and stuff like that. How are you finding getting back into the DJ scene now in 2023 as in compared to when you were first doing it back in early 2000s?
Mid 2000s.
Mid 2000s.
I was missing it, to put it simply. But I think a friend offered, hey, do you want to come DJ for old time's sake? And I'm like, yeah, cool, sure. And then I had someone approach me after that and say, oh, do you want to come play my club? And then a couple more offers came in. I went, oh, I probably should have a new name. So, because as I said, like the story started, NOVEAUX was DJ NOVEAUX. And then it became a band. And then I've gone, I can't call the DJ NOVEAUX anymore. So I went through my languages, because NOVEAUX is French. I've poorly misspelled it so that when you do search it, it only comes up with us. So that was a marketing tactic there. So you misspell NOVEAUX, which is French for new, and you get us, or a vegan German magazine that we've said kindly stop using our hashtag.
Nothing against vegans, but
Oh yeah, I was going to say nothing against vegans. It just happens to be a vegan magazine in Germany that has been trying to take every single hashtag we've ever used.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, all those vegans would be just getting like a good thing. They get their protein from meat. They're going to get their protein from you listening to that shit.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, hey, look, I need a new vegan protein shake. Oh, what's this industrial metal band from Sydney? Oh, could be cross promotion, man.
That's it.
Yeah, we've certainly had some comments exchanged when people have realised that what they've linked to is not their magazine but us.
Did they say thank you?
Fuck,
that's what they should say. They should say thank you.
Well, they should, but clearly they didn't like it. Maybe there's a correlation there. Anyway. Where were we?
Yeah, we were talking about getting back into the DJ scene, man. So, and you coming up with a new name.
So I'd come up with a new name, so I went German. And so, you know how you've got the Neutrik plugs for your guitars and cables and stuff, instrument cables?
Yeah.
So I started playing a bit more like techno style music, so I was like new tech. So the German word ne for new, and then tech in the beginning of techno, but with a K. So it's new tech, and it was a lazy process that got there. But that seems to be a theme.
Well, either way, people are being responsive to it, and you're getting gigs.
Yeah, I've had the pleasure of the gig got cancelled. I still went down, but I was going to be playing a Melbourne show before it was cancelled 4 days. So they wanted me to come down to Melbourne. That was great. I went down, played a show in Canberra, and that was well received. And yeah, I'm not chasing shows per se, but I certainly have received offers for it, and happy to oblige.
Yeah, that mate. I'm actually surprised you didn't just keep the DJ NOVEAUX thing and just sort of use it as a nice little segue to get people to sort of push it into your music.
No, I like it to be different.
Yeah.
Like NOVEAUX's an original material thing, and the new tech thing is I get to, like, I'm still in the works of it. I'm compiling, like, I'm getting stems from places if I can find them, and I'm just remixing other people's music so that my new tech set becomes new tech. And it's not just press play on this person's music, mix it into someone else's music. It's my interpretation of someone else's music, and then my DJ set is uniform to me.
Okay.
And it has its own flavor, and hopefully people enjoy that.
Now, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for asking you this one.
Ooh,
We've had,
here we go.
when we were talking to Cyrus, he mentioned the plug-and players.
The plug and plays.
The plug-in players.
Ah.
You know what I'm talking about? Those people that just...
Laptoppers.
Yep, the laptoppers. The ones that just walk in with a USB stick, plug in, and all their changes are done and stuff like that. How rife do you reckon is it in the industry? All their preset... It's basically a set that's pre-done.
Very.
Very? Is that something that you have dabbled in? Or do you do all your shit live?
I mix live, but
live.
I'm very much on the fly I can do a lot of things, but sometimes I like to have a bit of a pre-curated set. I don't press play.
Yeah.
But I certainly like to have already pre-adjusted tempos of certain songs so that they are already perfectly aligned. So all I do really need to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, line them up, and then mix them into each other. But I do all the EQ changing, all the level changing, effects into each other, what drops where. That's all live.
Okay. And is that something you actually have to practice, or does it come off like, oh, I feel, you know what, I'm going to feel like I'm going to do this and this part tonight, and maybe try something a bit different?
I don't have the equipment at home to do it, so I just rock up and do it.
Oh yeah.
But I've like that's not a cocky confidence thing. That's just DJ'd long enough that the equipment does the same thing.
Yeah.
Every DJ deck has a play, a cue, and a slider. Well, I use the proper volume sliders. I don't use a crossfader. And then they've got the EQ and an FX area, and that's all you need. Like I love USB sticks. That's more just to carry my library, not to have a pre-recorded set or anything like that. So USB stick means I have more songs than my CD wallet could carry.
Of course.
And I don't have to keep swapping out CDs and stuff. So I like the convenience of USB stick. I wouldn't consider myself a plug-and-play DJ.
No, good. I knew you wouldn't be.
Is that frowned upon in the industry?
Depends who you're talking to.
Fair. So talking to you,
I don't like plug and play where they've already got songs pre-mixed into each other. I don't like it when a DJ doesn't put in enough effort to their mixing. Like sometimes if you're going from one extreme to another, yeah, there's going to be a bit of slight disjointedness. But if you're playing 128 beats per minute for half an hour, put the effort into making those beats line up.
Well, I mean, you got to take it
instead of just pre-programming. Yeah,
you got to take it from a musical standpoint as well. People are out there to see a live show. Well, some
not necessarily. I find they're just there to dance and get drunk.
Cool. Respect. I like getting drunk and dancing.
But you as a DJ have to read the room and know when you're not playing the right stuff. So I like the harder side of electro industrial, but not everyone else does. So I might slip a harder song in here or there, but most of the time, you know, I might be playing Gary Newman.
Okay.
Because that's the crowd that's at these shows. They want to hear that, so you play that for them.
So you just do like a little room gauge, or you might just throw one in there, and if they receive it well, you might just I'll keep this rolling for a little bit.
Yeah. So like I'll nudge forward for 15 minutes, but then you know people will start leaving the dance floor. So you go, all right, I'll go back to your V&V Nations. I'll go back to your Combi Christs. I'll go back to all the classics. One thing I do wish is like I see your job as a DJ is to introduce people to new music, stuff that they haven't heard. You can listen to the same stuff at home over and over and over and over. Here's your controversial opinion. You come to the clubs, you do get some classics, but you need to hear something new. You're not going to find new music if you're not looking for it. So I'm introducing you to some new music from the same artists that you listen to already. Give it a go. Most
love
of the time,
that. That's great.
That's a good. Well, isn't that essentially what a DJ was back in the day? They used to just get handed all these
DJs were the ones. Yeah, DJs were the ones that got the new music, and then they would take that to the club so that people could hear it. Because there was no internet.
And clubs were good.
You could have one. You could actually have a club.
Yeah, you could have a club and have fun and not get kicked out for being too loud. Jeez, those good old days.
The chances of hearing HP Baxter overnight were very high.
Yeah, or Scooter.
HP Baxter. It is the man, the myth, the legend, Hans.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know that. All right.
His name. The band is Scooter.
Okay.
He is HP Baxter.
He's Scooter. He's named after a fun thing. He is Scooter.
He is the
I'll tell ya that jumping all over the world. Love that song. Fucking love that song. That was back in my day. Back in my day, I'm fucking old. Jeez, jumping all over the world. Fucking love that song. Miss it.
Logical song.
Yeah, that was solid as. Speaking, well, this is a nice little segment. Oh, it was, but we started talking about cool shit. Let's get into the fuck off files.
Fuck off files.
Yeah, the fuck off files. Let's do it.
This sounds interesting.
Yeah, this is good, man. Fuck off files. All right. So for all you new people out there that have not seen this, this is the fuck off files. This is my personal favourite segment because we really get to find out what pisses people off in the music industry. Because to be quite frank, there is a fair few shitty things that go on in there. So, James, if you had 3 things, if you could just snap your fingers and had the Infinity Gauntlet, bang, snap your fingers, and you could get rid of 3 things completely out of the music industry, what would they be? And I guess why?
Live Nation.
Ooh.
More specifically, the Live Nation merger that happened a few years ago, where they incorporated Ticketmaster, and then they've got the whole stack. And then, ticket prices have just gone through the roof. That'd be the second thing. Ticket pricing above $40.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I'm down for both of those, man, because those ticketing companies, they hold too much of a monopoly on venues and on promoters.
And actually, and a feel good one is just, venues prejudice towards alternative music. That'd be the main one.
Stop being dicks. Let us play.
Yeah, just let us have a fucking show for once. Like, you've got all the equipment there. You haven't got a night booked. We'll bring people in. We're going to be there for one night, and then we're going to go.
And we drink lots. We drink a lot. We are going to drink at your venue. We are going to do it.
No. And guarantee you're going to have less fucking problems at a metal show than you do at a normal fucking show. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of times, like, I've booked a show or tried to book a show at a venue and they have such prejudice against anything alternative in the slightest. And then when you do get a good venue that's going to book you in and do it, and then you talk to the manager or the owner or the person you booked with afterwards, they're like, we were expecting so many fights, we put so much security on for the night, and we look at all these scary people. But it's like, we had more fights just for a local night where some dude was playing an acoustic guitar, getting cunts riled up to fucking Midnight Oil and shit, than they did when they had, like, all these brutal heavy metal bands playing. It's fucking insane.
That's it, man. We may look mean, but we really try and be respectful to not pigeonhole ourselves into what you think.
Yeah, damn straight.
This isn't Embassy in Penrith of a Wednesday night. You look at your clock, 10:02 on the dot. Look up, some Tongan's hitting someone else.
That's it. The old what's it? The cow shed. How about the cow shed?
Yeah.
Across the road, red cow from across the road from the reef. Far out, man.
It's like clockwork. Just someone's throwing fists, throwing someone else.
Yeah.
Well, security's got 3 people by the scruff of their necks and throwing them to the pavement.
Yeah, they really do need to calm down on that. I mean, like that.
And that's karaoke.
Yeah. Speaking of karaoke, I remember one night we went and saw Periphery at the Metro with Animals as leaders, and we ended up in a pub. And this is just speaking of the heavy metal prejudice. And we went into a pub that would happen to be doing karaoke. So me, being 3 sheets pissed from the fucking wind, has walked up there going, yeah, I'm going to do me some karaoke. So I walked up there and I opened up the book, and you know what they had? Do you know what they had?
What
do you know what they had? They had fucking
metal.
They had fucking metal in their fucking sheet. And I flicked, and they had fucking Deftones.
Yeah.
Mate, I cleared out half the pub.
Shove it.
Yeah, and that was the song. As soon as I got to that bit, I watched 4 tables of girls get up and go, and another 6 guys walk out with them. I'm just like, yeah, this is my pub now, bitch. Prejudice, you're rude. You should have sat there and enjoyed my singing.
At least you know the fucking 50% of the people that stayed were good cunts.
Yeah,
So,
they were. They were. Tough crowd that night.
That's all right, I'm following it up with Mambo number 5.
Oh, yeah, I should have, eh? Could have just talked, probably would have guessed all the names of the people that walked out. There goes Angela, Sangela, fucking whatever. Oh, stop being prejudiced to metalheads. We're cool people. We're not that bad. We're not that bad. We're just a bit damaged, but we're not that bad.
We're entertaining.
Well, that was a good one, man. That was a good fuck off file. So we had Ticket.
Too. I watched a few of these. People have to take their times. Like, I had to think about mine when I was on here, bro. You were just like, bam, bam.
You might have noticed a theme. Might have noticed a bit of a theme. I want my live shows back.
Yeah, well, perfect segue. What has NOVEAUX got coming up, show-wise, merch-wise, music-wise? We know you got stuff in the works that may be coming out, sort of May.
Yeah, so we've got a single ready and raring to go. We've gotten all the music video ready for that. We've got we've got some remixes set up for the single that's released itself. It's just a matter of pulling the trigger and when that's happening, and then once we've decided on that time frame, then we're booking shows.
Mate, please keep me in the loop.
Coming up to Queensland, bro.
Yeah, we try.
Well, you got plenty of contact. We got plenty of contacts up there now.
Yeah, man.
Help, talk to me, bro.
Yeah, we had management for about 18 months that bled us dry of money and just left a sour taste in our mouth. But every time we tried to get to Queensland or Victoria, the shows just fell apart, and then we're just there going, weren't we supposed to be going down there? Man. So I will not speak ill of the people who were actually managing us. It just sour taste.
It didn't work out in the way that it hopes. Yeah, and so that happens sometimes with management, dude.
Yeah, so we left the firm, and then they collapsed.
Oh,
like
no.
2 weeks later.
Shit.
So we got out on time. So
yeah,
Lucky.
you made the right call, man.
Lucky.
But yeah, so now we're self-managed, and it's a matter of we have to reach out and find the shows.
Have you found now working sort of? Does it transfer well? Because I know a lot of metalheads generally do like sort of the electronic dance music and stuff like that. Have you made sort of any contacts that are sort of in that industrial sort of metal scene, or in the metal scene in general, that DJ as well, other than yourself?
Yeah. So Ollie from Our Last Enemies does some DJing as well.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, should have him on.
I'm going to.
Yeah, they've always got something in the works. They'll make a good show. Ollie will make a good show.
Actually,
just don't get him started on wine.
On wine.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going to. I love that shit. I'm a bad influence. Don't tell me they're Achilles heel.
That's not his Achilles heel. It's his job.
Oh, it's his job. Is he a saison?
So
Samelian.
He works for a company that deals in wine.
Yeah, I love wine.
But you should ask him.
I will. I'm going to. I'm going to book it.
Now, there's a few DJs. Now, I'd have to pick my brain and remember, but I'd have to. Yes, there's definitely a few.
It's good. I like that. It's like I like to tell people that saw Ed Sheeran on the weekend. It's like, do you know you just saw a guy that loves heavy metal play pop music? And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, he's a metalhead. he's a metalhead. How does that? And they're like, no, he's not. I'm like, yeah, how does that feel? How does that feel?
Yeah, I mean, like
He did a song with Bring Me the Horizon and Ollie Sykes.
I know. And
you don't just do that.
No, but they don't. They don't see that.
No. Oh no. That's the forbidden. That's not the Ed Sheeran that I want.
No, they just see their pop prints.
Yeah.
They're Ginger King.
Yeah.
The king of the.
He is. He's officially like, move over, Prince Harry, or whoever you were. Like,
That's right. Isn't it generally if you're in Australia and you're popular and all this stuff, you become Australian until you do something bad?
yeah. Well, technically, I mean,
normally that happens with Kiwis.
yeah. Well, we did give Mel Gibson to the Americans after that phone incident. Or was it the phone? No, that was Russell Crowe.
I think there was a few more incidents than a phone. With
Yeah, I
Mel
was about to
Gibson.
say.
Oh yeah.
There's a paper trail.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah.
Way before.
That's just the one I remember.
I'd still take him back though.
Yeah. I want to see him in a new Lethal Weapon. I miss that, the old shoulder dislocation thing.
No, isn't the term he's getting too old for this shit?
No, that was Donald Glover.
That was Mr. Glover's. Yeah.
What new
God,
merch you got
what-
coming out, man? Because I noticed, like, I'm digging the whole white on the black and white, the long sleeves. It's looking really fresh. It's looking fucking really nice. Is it all out for everyone to buy? Where can they buy it?
Our current merch, I'd have to remember their name. Look, quickly have a look here. Because I'm finding it because I don't want to butcher it. It is imprintmerch.com.au where you can find all your NOVEAUX goodies.
Nice.
So we've got hoodies, t-shirts, long sleeves, predominantly black and white.
Man, I got to say, that white long sleeve looks banging. Love that white long sleeve. Love it.
No one gets that. That's mine.
Oh. But you just told me they had it in black and white.
White on black.
Oh, okay.
Now the white shirts are made solely for myself.
Oh, very good idea. Very good idea.
So the one that's the white shirt with the black sleeves is actually an old goth, like mottled effect shirt underneath a fake double t-shirt where it's got the black sleeves hiding underneath the white shirt. And then I work for a printing company, and I've made vinyl heat transfers of the NOVEAUX logos to put on all the shirts. So we made them ourselves.
Good.
And then what you find on Imprint merch is a direct garment print, which can be made in higher volumes than I can possibly do at work.
Yeah. Dude. Well,
nice. That's run by Mr. Chuck, isn't it?
Yes, Mr. Chuck runs that.
Yeah, good cunt. He's a good guy.
Yes, he is.
I love it.
He did all the discuss shit with them. I'm pretty sure he still does, actually. Yeah, good cunt. Yeah, check it out. Imprint merch. Go get yourself some fucking NOVEAUX threads.
Yeah, man.
Yes. Buy us dinner.
We can eat meat this week.
Cornflakes.
No shit on a stick, bro.
Yeah, that's it. Shit on a stick and pumpkin.
We can start the fire this week and cook it.
Yeah, fuck. All right, dude.
Yeah.
Go get yourself some rest. Your throat's getting pretty croaky.
Oh yeah, it's going, isn't it? How long have we been talking?
About an hour and a bit.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah, that'll do it. Dude, thank you so much for jumping on tonight. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to do a little sign out, and we'll have a 2-minute chat, and then you can go. All right?
No worries. Thank you very much for having me.
Beautiful. CJ, thank you so much for joining tonight, man. I really, really do appreciate it. And thank you for doing the research.
My pleasure. Oh, dude, always. I'm too paranoid and afraid of coming into talking with someone that I'm meeting for the first time and not knowing something, at least.
You're an absolute legend, man.
You're like, sir, your
but you
band
have heard
is
of
good.
me.
Yeah, but you have heard of us.
Yeah, that's it. That's the main thing.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. And yeah, dude, it's been an awesome chat with the both of you guys, man. I learned a lot about yourself with NOVEAUX, and all the other shit that you're doing. And Kyle, it's always a pleasure to just fucking shoot the shit with you, man.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I'm gonna get up to Queensland, and we're all gonna get together and have a fucking drink. Me, you, Raph. We're gonna have a little two dudes get together party or some shit. Brad, oh, I miss that guy, man. He made such an impact.
Yeah,
we got to go.
We got some shit in the work.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that, man. I can't wait. Well, for all you lovely people out there that are seeing this afterwards, if you don't know, CJ runs the local band Smoke Out Australia over on Twitch. If you're in a local band in Australia, or if you know a local band in Australia, you can actually submit their video clips on there. They watch them live, they rate them, they critique them, they have a sesh while they do it. It's just a great old chat. The chat goes off. It's an awesome time. Seriously, 5:20 if you're in Sydney, 4:20 if you're in Queensland, on Twitch every Sunday. It's a mad Sunday sesh. Get over there, go check it out. But as always, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit of a different sign out today, because as far as I'm concerned, COVID is fucking over. We're back out there. We're living large. We're starting to get back out to shows. If you just let us fucking have them, you bastards. Come on. So in saying that, for all you lovely people out there, go out there, create, dance like fucking no one's watching, sing like you're in the shower, and love like it's the last fucking day on this planet. Go enjoy yourselves, listen to heaps of music, and just be fucking awesome. Love yous all. See yous later.